I want to talk to Coach Fisher about that and about the game they have coming up on Saturday afternoon. Here he is, Coach Steve Fisher, back on Scott and BR on the Mighty 1090. Hi, Coach.
Hello, gang. How we doing?
Pretty good,
Great.
Coach.
Everybody
Yourself?
good?
I've been listening.
Well, if that's the case and you've been listening, Coach, may I ask you if you would like to jump into the conversation we were just having? What do you think about this ongoing fire Rocky Long from Kevin Acee that says he's taken them as far as they can, he'll never get them to greatness? Do you have an opinion about that?
You know I do. I'm the basketball coach of San Diego State, so I don't know football. I cheer for our football team, but I know people, and I know Rocky, and he is a man's man who I think most parents would want their son to play for Rocky or someone like Rocky. They have done a remarkable job in growing the program. I've been here for 18 years, so I've seen a lot of really good coaches, and I've seen, the struggles and now the successes of our football program, and I'm very proud of it. We had a 13-game win streak before we lost at Wyoming, or lost to South Alabama.
It was something like that, and it was the number 2 longest winning streak in college football behind Alabama.
Right.
I mean, when you talk about relevance, that's how you become relevant.
I think what happens, Scott and BR and Linda, and you guys know this better than most because you live it every day. With the measure of success comes expectations, right. Greater expectations for everyone from within, first and foremost. When we didn't have success at Wyoming, when we lost in overtime, and when we lost and got beat down by Colorado State, everybody felt bad. Everybody was upset. No one was happy. None more so than those inside the football offices at San Diego State. Nobody cares more than they do. And they were disappointed. And yet they're committed to go to Wyoming and find a way to get a win. And I think in our world, we're quick to anoint and quick to want to throw out the door. And that's just the nature of life, not just athletics, but life. And, this is my life. I live it. And I heard what you said about, had this been me 10 years ago, the same thing. It was said. It was said. And the people that I think know the most about what's going on and again, have the power to do things are our athletic department, our athletic director, John David Wicker, and our president, Elliot Hirschman. And they have tremendous regard and respect for Rocky, his staff, and what they've done. Tom Herman, that's the new Texas coach, right?
Right, so this is the guy who left Houston. 2 years,
right.
Coach.
Right.
By the way, 2 years. I just want to say one thing. Brady Hoke was here, and as I recall, he was only here for 2 years, right? Or maybe it was 3. He was 13-12, so I think it was probably 2. 13-12 was Brady Hoke in his coaching career at San Diego State. He got the process started. Rocky took over, and Rocky has now taken it to where it is, playing for back-to-back conference titles. Brady Hoke was 13-12, didn't win any conference titles. But you see Tom Herman, 2 years at Houston, and instant results gets him a multi-million-dollar payday to a major conference program, Coach.
But I think, Scott, too, timing is everything. I don't think anyone in the profession resents what's happened to Tom Herman. And yet, I think, we go with trends and youth from a storied program. He came from Ohio State. He had instant success at Houston. He had great credibility coming from Ohio State. But people should know that he has the exact same record that we do, that Rocky does. They are 9-3, I think. They lost to Navy, they lost to SMU, and they lost to Memphis. They're 9-3. They were picked to win the league. Everybody thought that they were going to go undefeated. They were talking at Houston about the same things that we were talking about here. It didn't happen. It doesn't mean that he's not a terrific coach. He's, a lot of things dictate, opportunity. And he's got a great opportunity now at Texas. But he's 9-3 this year at Houston. And I think when you're a fan, I think we all overreact at times. And when you're a booster, you say, I'm paying my dollars. I want success. I want things to happen, and we all do. But I live it, and I know that Rocky's good for San Diego State. He's the right coach for us. And I differ a little bit, Scott, with you. I think we do have an opportunity with our athletic program in a lot of sports. And you were talking football specific to achieve greatness. And it might, had we gone undefeated, we could have gone to the Cotton Bowl like Western Michigan, where I spent 3 years. They're going to go there. Then that leads to the next layer of recruits. So even though we don't have the money and the resources, there is an opportunity for us to get to a level, stay there, and when they expand to 8 teams, which they have to, maybe creep into that group of 8 that gets to the bowl, and then things can happen. So I'm unabashed, unafraid to say how much I think of Rocky, his staff, what they've done, and know that I'm not the Lone Ranger over on the Mesa that feel that way.
Coach, I hear what you're saying. I mean, you're right. I was talking about football specifically. I mean, listen, I guess at one point, Boise State achieved greatness. Western Michigan, should they go to the Cotton Bowl and beat a Power 5 school, they might consider that greatness. And you're right. I mean, if San Diego State would have gone undefeated and they would be playing in the Cotton Bowl, I mean, this town might be actually electrified by the Aztec football program.
It would be. We would be.
That's
no
right.
question.
So
we're a little different in basketball from the standpoint that it doesn't take the numbers. You guys follow this. We were good enough in 2011 to win the national championship. And that's not just talk. We were good enough to do that. A team from our league could conceivably win the national championship in basketball. So I think there's a lot of opportunity, and we all want it. We want to get better. We're all pushing to get better. And so I'm not making excuses for some of the losses that we've had, but I'm just saying that we got really good people there.
Yeah, and you're right. In college basketball, because of the tournament, it is conceivable that a team from the Mountain West or other conferences that are called mid-majors can sneak up and win a national title. You could go your first meeting, Coach, of the year with your team. I would guess that it's not just Mountain West Conference. It's let's think bigger. But in football, the conference is not there quite yet. But I'll tell you this. I loved seeing a guy like Jeff Tedford come to the conference up at Fresno State.
Big.
All of a sudden, San Jose State's job is available. Who knows who might take that kind of job? If we could get some more name brand coaches on the football side like the Mountain West has on the basketball side, that might help.
That's a point well taken. That is a point well taken. I can hear what you're saying.
Coach Steve Fisher and San Diego State's basketball team back in action this Saturday. Coach, you guys are going to Chicago for this game. Is that right?
We are leaving for Chicago tomorrow. We play Loyola of Chicago. I know more about them than most, and this will be a tough game. This is a good team. They had North Carolina State beaten at North Carolina State. They led most of the game. They wound up losing by 2 points right down the stretch. So we're playing a good team. We're playing them on their court. It's a small arena. Probably will be half filled. And we'll need to come in with energy and some toughness. This is going to be a hard game.
Now, you are from the state of Illinois and went to high school, I mean, not like right around the corner from Loyola, hardly, and went to college not too far at Illinois State, right? So, I mean, this is kind of a Steve Fisher homecoming this weekend.
Well, I grew up in southern Illinois, closer to Kentucky than to Chicago, and went to Illinois State, but I coached and taught for 11 years in the south suburbs of Chicago. I was a high school coach there for 11 years, so I'm well aware of the Loyola Ramblers, and I was in high school when they won the national championship in the 60s. And they've got a good team. They're from the Missouri Valley. This is the crossover games that we're locked into playing. And we're playing a good team. We're playing a team that I think this year has an opportunity to challenge the brand team, Wichita State, who's gone to a Final Four, and Northern Iowa, who's been really good the last few years. I think Loyola's got a chance to challenge them for the championship of the Missouri Valley.
Yeah, it's the Mountain West versus the Missouri Valley Challenge. So the two conferences hooking up, and San Diego State gets Loyola. Coach, is there any chance that any of your students who you taught math to way back when in the suburbs of Chicago show up at this Loyola game on Saturday?
It's a fact. It'll happen. I've had some of my former teachers that are going to come because I'm getting them tickets. I got family coming, both on my side and Angie's side. Right now, I'm working. I got 38 tickets and counting that I'm going to use for the game, and so we'll have a few fans that'll be there just to cheer for us.
Well, listen, Chicago's
pretty
a
cool.
Good place to go.
Yeah, it is.
I wish he still taught math.
I don't think Coach Fisher, Coach, honestly, I'm no disrespect intended, but I don't think you could teach math nowadays because they've screwed up the way they teach math.
But that's why I wish he still taught math.
Right. Because
I really do.
He could.
My daughter, who's 10 years old, she asks me for help. I show her what I know, and she's like, no, but that's not the way it's done. I mean, Coach, have you practiced?
Practice what?
Math.
No, he doesn't. The Common Core thing.
Absolutely. You know, I'm not that far removed. I got a 30-year-old that I used to teach, used to help with his math, and
yeah, but that was before Common Core.
I sometimes on the road tutor our guys in math, so I still keep up. I'm relevant in the math. I could still teach math.
He'd be
you
great.
tutor the guys on the road with their
that's
math?
Awesome.
That is awesome.
Well, I don't really do that, but
Okay.
Coach, before you go, we got to say
how much to take to win. How many numbers?
Yeah.
we got to say thank you.
The only thing that matters.
The other day we were trying to hook up with Max Hotzel and we couldn't get a hold of the kid. Thankfully, you were out there listening and you produced.
I was listening. I called Max and made sure that you got him on, and I told him, be careful because all they're going to want to know about is your shoes, the color of your shoes, why you roll your trunks up. So he was prepared going in, knowing. I said, be careful. Don't say too much. They'll do all the talking. You just can, yes, no, please,
Don't
and thank
say
you.
too much.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you. He was great, though. He loves you. I mean, he had some really nice things to say about you, the way you coach. So
Well, you have to.
Well, we were very fond of Max, and we're hoping that we can keep him healthy because he's got a lot of things that he can bring to the court for us that are all positive. So we're excited about our game, and I've done too much talking about football, but we've got a 3-game stretch with this game, Grand Canyon on Wednesday, and they got a lot of those guys back that beat us at our place last year, and Arizona State coming to our place on a week from Saturday.
I think that's December 10th.
There are 3 games that we feel we should win, but each game we're going to have to play and play well in order to win.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to beat another Pac-12 school, add it to the resume.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck. We'll see you when you guys get back next week for that Arizona State game. Great talking to you always. Travel safe, and thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.